Hello, my little divinities. How are my babies? I want to go ahead and thank you guys for every comment, every reaction, every share you guys have been putting out these collectives, and it shows me that I really appreciate my time, my energy by interacting with me and helping my algorithm along. I appreciate you guys. So that being said, I want to start off with, I keep hearing this song from, I think it's Sam Smith, called Fire on Fire. Let's see. Fire on Fire. Here we go. So the lyrics say, my mother said I'm too romantic. She said you're dancing in the movies. I almost started to believe her. Then I saw you and I knew. Maybe it's 'cause I got a little bit older. Maybe it's all that I've been through. I'd like to think it's how you lean on my shoulder and how I see myself with you. I don't say a word, but still you take my breath and steal the things I know. There you go, saving me from out of the cold. Fire on fire would normally kill us, but this much desire, together we're winners. They say that we're out of control and some say we're sinners, but don't let them ruin our beautiful rhythms. 'Cause when you unfold me and tell me you love me and look in my eyes, you are perfection, my only direction. It's fire on fire. When we fight like lions, but then we love and feel the truth. We lose our minds in a city of roses. We won't abide by any rules. And then again, yeah, the chorus just keeps going. Fire on fire. So just this morning, I also heard a song and it was connected to the collective. So I have a feeling this one is connected to this collective. So let's see. What is the message for this collective message? Oh, I haven't seen this one before. Number 26. Okay, let's see. Number 26. This one is Noah, prepared trap. Noah was a Gisaeng in Jisaeng, Yeodo. When the rumors spread that the officials of the province even offered government property to Noah, No Sushin, who was dispatched as a secret royal inspector, said he would punish her. Noah heard that No Sushi was coming, and she rented an inn at the entrance of the village and disguised herself as a woman in the countryside wearing white mourning clothes. No Sushin, who saw Noah, fell in love at a glance and paid court to her. Noah refused his heart, saying she would keep her chastity because she was a widow, and No Sushin promised not to abandon her. That night, Noah asked him to write his name on her arm to remember their relationship, so No Sushin wrote his name on Noah's wrist. When No Sushin called the Gisaeng Noah from Jisaeng government office in the next morning and ordered the execution, she rolled up her sleeve, showed his name written on her wrist, and recited a poem. Only then, No Sushin noticed that Noah was the woman he spent the last night with, and he was embarrassed. How to apply. If someone made his or her mind firmly to deceive you, you have no choice but to be beaten. Honey trap is said to be the best of all the schemes. Even the most powerful man in the world who escapes all of the schemes feels hard to stand the temptation of a beautiful woman. It is the sweetest but the most dangerous trap. Okay. A witty idea is important to get out of the crisis. Detail. The secret royal inspector was a temporary government office that the king directly dispatched when he was unable to correct the corruption of the provinces one by one. Oh, a little honey trap was laid, huh? Okay. Let's see. How does this connect to today's collective message? I don't know why I find that amusing. Okay, we start with the King of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Nine of Cups. That's a lot of nines. 3 nines so far. The Star, the Eight of Cups, Temperance, And the Six of Cups. With the Ace of Cups, Three of Pentacles. Ooh, the Devil. Okay. Three nines. Anytime a number shows up triple like that, because remember, tarot has, well, the classic tarot. Classic tarot has 72 cards. So out of 72, when you're laying out 10, and a number chooses to show up 3 times, there's great significance to it. So 9 is the number of Mars, and Mars is the energy of impulsivity, is the energy of passion, intensity, fight. Somebody might have fallen in love with a person who was trying to trap them. They might have fallen in love with someone who yeah, this is somebody who, it's like they set out to seduce another person. But whoever was seduced is feeling betrayed, is feeling, possibly feeling foolish, feeling, remember this person was over here claiming that they were going to declare justice, they were going to set these rights and wrongs, and they ended up humiliated because the person that they slept with was the person they were supposed to bring to justice. We also have 7 cups here, so there was a lot of lack of clarity. This is confusing because there's so many clashing energies here. Just the fact that me as a reader, I'm confused, tells you how somebody who's normally very, because it's the King of Swords, right? They're normally very clear-minded. They are normally very intelligent. They're very detail-oriented. They're competent. They could have been fooled. The thing is that there was genuine love here on the King's side. I think they're feeling a lot of anxiety because whoever their star was, they really saw this person like somebody who was going through a tough time. I feel like somebody put on this amazing Oscar-worthy act because they showed themselves to this king as somebody who was independent, and yet they were... I'm getting this image of somebody who is, they would do the type of thing where they were like, no, I can do it by myself. But then they would just casually drop how much they're struggling. But it's like they wanted to come across as somebody who, they're okay, they're going to deal with it, but they're such a victim. But this was an act. And I don't think the king realized it until much later. With the 8 of Cups here, they're trying to be a lot more realistic, because this is Saturn in the sign of Pisces, which means a dream was just shattered. An illusion was just shattered. So they're trying, it's like someone's trying to sort out what was real and what was not. They might even have a little hope in their heart that even if this person pretended not to care, not all of those memories are false. Let's see. Clarify the Ace of Cups. Look at this. Clarify Ace of Cups. Eight of Cups twice. I'm telling you, the illusion was shattered. The fantasy was shattered. But they're still trying to sort through it. Which part was real? Which part was not? I think they might have even married this person, or they moved in with them. There was something here. They established something strong with them. If you remember in the story, they even exchanged promises, and they're over here thinking that she's this widow and she's this and she's that. Now, interestingly enough, if we're taking into account the fact that this is a Gisaeng, she was just trying to survive, right? She knew whatever she looked like, she must have been stunning for the government officials to even be offering her, land. That's why the king was like, oh no, we've got to straighten this bitch out. She was about to be executed. So of course, this was her trying to survive. But that does not, in this case, this is someone on survival mode. They're not about to be executed, but they look to this King of Swords like their savior. And the only way that they could get the King of Swords to activate the, Captain Save-A-Ho mode is if they really saw this as somebody who's not asking for help. They're like, no, I can do it on my own. I'm cheerful despite my difficulties. So it's, they fell in love with this person. They really saw this person like they're just the cat's meow. With the Justice card again, this could be somebody who just really prides themselves on doing the right thing. They feel like they're really wise, or they are. I mean, they're showing up as a King of Swords with Hermit energy. They are usually very wise. They have a lot of foresight, a lot of insight. And they fell in love. Because, okay, here's the thing about when we are someone who carries ourselves with integrity, with honesty, you usually tend to expect the same out of others. And I feel like this king thought that they were matching with someone who was not only their equal, but even above them. So whoever the star is, they played their role very well. Clarify King of Swords. Nine of Wands, Two of Swords. And the Empress. Wow. Yep, Hierophant, King of Swords. Yeah, they knew that this king was not going to be the type of king that was going to play around with them. They knew this. They also knew that this king was someone who was very guarded. They were someone who is normally not interested in others. So they had to present themselves as someone who did not want anyone. They presented themselves as somebody who, oh, yeah, I'm not interested in commitment. I don't want to be committed, but they wanted to be saved. They wanted to be taken care of. They just need, oh, yeah, this is tricky as hell. They presented themselves like a divine feminine when they're not. They knew that if this king saw them this way, he'd want to marry them. Look, 4 nines, 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. They activated a lot of sexual energy in this king, but this is somebody who they know how to seduce. Because they seduced in a very subtle way. You see this Empress? This is the first Empress I've seen that has her dress up to her knees. It's like they would do very subtle things to have this king think of them sexually without them being overtly sexual. So kind of like this example. So she dressed up like a widow, all in white, right? But here it shows her she just so happened to be bathing the first time this person saw her. So white garments, when they are wet, are wet. They're a little see-through, right? So she came off as somebody who was just innocently doing something that was actually very seductive. It was meant, it's almost like the people that know how to seduce know that, especially men, I'm sorry if you're a guy, you're listening to this, forgive me, but it's reality. If you make them feel like they are the pursuer, they are the seducer, that is the seduction. Them thinking that they're the ones in control, that they're the ones that are the initiator. When in reality, the seduction is allowing herself to be seduced, if that makes sense. Acting like, oh, I couldn't possibly. That was giving the energy of not being interested. Well, okay, so if you're thinking of this, I'm seeing like a whole movie in my head. It's like showing up in places where they knew this king would be, but showing up without romantic interest. They just kept putting themselves in front of this person. They kept displaying what a superior feminine they were without showing interest in this person. But they, almost like they researched this person, they studied this person. Yeah, this was chess level seduction. And the King of Swords did not expect that, because they would not have done something like that. So they fell for it thinking it was genuine. They might have even married this person. Clarify Nine of Swords. Temperance. The Star. Three of Wands. And the Chariot. With the Sun. Look, the Empress and the Emperor. They presented themselves, and I'm surprised the Seven of Swords hasn't come up. The Moon, because I'm feeling a very deceptive vibe. It was an illusion. It wasn't real. But they knew that they fed the ego of this King of Swords, but they did it in a very subtle way. It wasn't overt. It was very subtle. They had to make this person feel like they're the man. They're just this strong, capable protector. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to ridicule the masculine. I'm just saying the energy that this person came in with, okay? They acted like they were just a balance. They were perfectly balanced. They were somebody who was divinely guided. They were somebody who was a healer, somebody who just loved humanity, wanted to change the world, focused on their future, and yet really anxious, needing a lot of reassurance. They need a strong man, but they would never say this out loud. This is all like, you would have to really have a high EQ to be able to pick up on what this person was doing. This is somebody who has high EQ, but they use it to manipulate, not to heal, not to understand. But that's not something, the King of Swords is not known for high EQ. They're known for high IQ. So they got caught in the trap. Clarify the Nine of Pentacles. The Magician, Four of Swords. Clarify Nine of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. Queen of Cups. Telling you, Seven of Cups. This, I don't even know what to call them. I'm going to call them a Queen of Cups, because the Queen of Cups will have a really high EQ. So this Queen of Cups, who knows human nature, let's just put it that way. They know how to guide human nature. They know how to create the perfect illusion so that they come across as marriage material. so that they come across as somebody that this emperor would want to marry. They are a trickster. They show up with magician energy. So this person could have Gemini, they could have Virgo, which means that they have very mutable energy. Think of them like, oh, this is going to sound horrid, but I have to say it. Think of them like, if you're a 90s kid, you remember that movie called Flubber? Remember that little blob that would turn into, it could fit and turn into so many different things and shapes. That's this energy. It's the energy of this blob that doesn't really have a sense of identity. So they're really good. The way that they manipulate is they learn, what does this other person want? And then they turn into that shape. It's very deceptive, but it's almost like it's not showing up with Seven of Swords energy, because it's almost like this person thinks that it's okay, because it's a survival mechanism for this person. Whatever environment they were raised in, this is how they survived. They became mutable so that they could adjust to whatever chaos was thrown their way. Not that I'm excusing their behavior, just explaining where it comes from. So they presented themselves as someone who is very healed, self-aware, someone who is good at communication, someone who is very ambitious. Everything that, whatever this king wanted in a feminine, they studied it. They got to know this king. And it's almost like this is somebody who's very, they have water energy. I don't know if it's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But think of it like that, like water that could, when water energy is not grounded, when water energy is not fully healed, they have the ability to be like Flubber, okay? And I'm saying this as somebody who's Scorpio and Pisces dominant with a Cancer rising. Don't start with me. I know what the fuck I'm saying, okay? So it's like this queen can sense what somebody needs without that person even ever telling you what their preference is. So that's what she did. She sensed what this King of Swords needed in a partner. And she became that. It wasn't authentic, though. Clarify 10 of Swords. 8 of Cups again. Page of Pentacles, 2 of Wands. With Judgment, the Fool, and the 4 of Cups. See, now this king is really, they're being hard on themselves. They feel like an idiot. They feel like, how could I have not seen that? This person was just too perfect. But the thing about this is that that's the reminder. When someone sets out to deceive you, when someone makes you their mark to be deceived, and that's just their whole purpose, it's hard to escape that deception, you know? It would take, I don't know, it would take one hell of a intuition and discernment. Like when we think about this deception that was done, right? Hold on. Sorry, I had to drink water real quick. In this deception, how could this official escape this deception? Well, maybe get to know the person. He could have said, I'm interested in this person. I'm going to go carry out my duties before I come back and get to know you. But no, he fell in love with her. He spent a night with her. He made promises, all within a very short amount of time. So that could have been what happened here. This could have been a whirlwind romance. Because 8 of Wands, things happened quickly. Could this king have done better? Yes. And now they're realizing that. You know what they say, hindsight is 2020, right? So now that the illusion has been shattered, now that they've been betrayed, they've been humiliated, they're learning. It's almost like they're going over the whole connection and they're backtracking. Oh, see, I should have verified this. I should have been more decisive about that. I should have asked questions about this. Like, why didn't I even think about the connection? Like, they're really going over. They're going over everything with a fine-tooth comb. And they're realizing, what's that? What? Hold on. I'm getting the word. What's a honey trap meaning? Informal scheme in which a victim is lured into a compromising sexual situation to provide an opportunity for blackmail. Wow, that is even worse. So, I'm not saying that this is the specific situation here. This is a general reading for maybe for some people the blackmail part applies. Because remember, in this scenario, she did use the name on her wrist to get out of execution. So there could be something to that, but I don't feel that energy strongly. But this is somebody who set out. They set out to seduce this person. They set out to ensnare them into a trap. So this is possibly someone who's very attractive, very good looking. So that's already half the seduction. And then if they add on top of that, they make themselves come across as somebody who's hardworking and intelligent and charming. And yeah, they're done for. Without extremely good judgment and discernment, it's very easy to fall into this kind of trap. And even with that type of discernment, some things will not be revealed until time later. When someone, I will tell you guys this, when someone decides to play a role, it takes at least 3 months, minimum 3 months, maximum a year, to let the mask slip. Then you'll know whether that's the authentic person or not. Clarify 9 of Cups. The moon, there it is. 7 of Cups, there it is. Clarify 9 of Cups. Mm-hmm. 5 of Swords. Like I said, this is somebody who had already decided what con to run. Because this feels like a con. They conned this king. They presented themselves as this beautiful illusion. So they're very attractive because they're showing up with Empress energy, Star energy. They know how to use their looks to the best advantage. They're very calculating. So they know how to present the right image for whoever they're trying to seduce. So if they're trying to seduce an intellectual, they will present themselves as a sexy librarian. If they're trying to seduce a businessman, they will present themselves as somebody who knows about business but can also cook you a mean meal and give you a nice massage. You know, like they know how to tailor it depending on who they're dealing with. And this is somebody who sets out to win. They're the type that wants to win at all cost. They have to present themselves as someone that's worthy of being invested into. Invest in me. I'm worth your time. I'm worth your energy. You know that song of how does it go? Come, my lady, come, my lady. Look, Queen of Wands. They know how to use their attractiveness. Hold on, now I have to go look up the lyrics. They know how to use their attractiveness to lure somebody in. How does that song go? It's butterfly. It says, come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar baby. Such a sexy, sexy, pretty little thing. Fierce nipple pierce, you got me sprung with your tongue ring. Wow. And I ain't gonna lie, because your loving gets me high. So to keep you by my side, there's nothing that I won't try. Butterflies in her eyes and looks to kill. Time is passing. I'm asking, could this be real? Because I can't sleep. I can't hold still. The only thing I really know is she got sex appeal. I can feel too much is never enough. You're always there to lift me up. When these times got rough, I was lost. Now I'm found. Ever since you've been around, you're the woman that I want. So, yo, I'm putting it down. Come, my lady. Come, my lady. You're my butterfly, sugar baby. I'll make your legs shake. You make me go crazy. Okay, I don't deserve you unless it's some kind of hidden message. To show me life is precious, then I guess it's true. But to tell truth, I really never knew. Till I met you, see, I was lost and confused, twisted and used up. Knew a better life existed, but the thought that I missed it. My lifestyle's wild. I was living like a wild child, trapped on a short lease, paroled in police files. So what's happening now? I see the sun breaking down into dark clouds and a vision of you standing out in a crowd. And then the chorus happens again. Then it comes back saying, hey, sugar mama, come and dance with me. The smartest thing you ever did was take a chance with me. Whatever tickles your fancy, girl, it's me and you like Sid and Nancy. So sexy, almost evil, talking about butterflies in my head. I used to think that happy endings were only in the books I read. But you made me feel alive when I was almost dead. You filled the empty space with the love I used to chase. And as far as I can see, it don't get better than this. So butterfly, here is a song, and it's sealed with a kiss and a thank you, miss. Yep. So this is very much a song about somebody who finds someone else desirable, and it's like their life has meaning. I think men really underestimate how much energy they activate when they're sexual with someone else. They thrive on that sexual energy, but since they don't know how to activate it within themselves, they become dependent on a woman, or women do that too. Women become dependent on men. When they get that good dick, they lose their fucking minds. So somebody here who's an expert at seduction came across somebody who was very willing to be seduced. And I don't think it's ending well at all. Because there was a purpose behind it. This one had a purpose, and whoever this is, they had a purpose too. It's not really telling me that part though. Clarify the star. The Lovers. Strength card. Eight of Swords. Nine of Cups again. The Nine of Cups is in the center. And here we see it again. Why? Because they presented themselves as a wish come true. They presented themselves as the living, breathing fantasy of someone else. And I'm not saying that that's not true. This is the type of person that ruins that for others. Because when you look at synastry, when you learn what synastry is, and you start seeing somebody's natal chart layered on top of someone else's, could make the other person feel like you are everything I've ever wanted in a person. Except this was make-believe. This was not reality. They tailored themselves to what this person has always wanted. So it's not like what this person has always wanted doesn't exist. It's just not this person. This is a mirage of what they always wanted. So now it makes this person start distrusting love, thinking love is deceptive. No, this person was deceptive. They believed that this was their divine feminine, that this was their lover, this was their empress, this is somebody who won them through gentleness and through love, and what they really wanted was to trap them. They really wanted them to fall into their little honey trap. And I think honey trap can be used in the sense that, remember that movie Jennifer Lopez made some time ago? I really hated it. Hustlers. I think it was like people trying to use it for female empowerment, but it wasn't really, it missed its mark, because these women drugged and stole from men, ruined their lives. That's a honey trap, in my opinion, because, they used sex to lure people in, or the appearance, the illusion of sex to lure people in, and then would take them for all they were worth. And that's horrid. Clarified of Cups. Three of Swords. Queen of Swords. The Fool. Six of Cups, Four of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. This could be somebody who's wealthy, King of Pentacles energy. They felt that this was a soulmate. They wanted to hold on to them without realizing that this soulmate wanted to be held on to. But the illusion is finally broken. Now they're sitting in heartbreak thinking, was any of that real? And honestly, it doesn't matter whether this is male or female, because this happens a lot. This exists, but there is an answer to it. It makes you sharper in mind. Because we've all been through a moment like this. We've all been with people who are like, oh my God, they're so seductive. They're so this and that. With time, you realize it was bullshit. But most of us, and I'm including myself in that, I allowed it to move quick because I thought it was magic. I thought it was everything I ever wanted. And then later on, you feel like a fool. But that feeling of feeling like a fool makes you a lot clear-minded. Next time you come across someone who's that sexy and seductive, you're kind of like, hold on. let me get to know you. Because part of what these people use, and I'm opening your eyes up, okay? Part of what these people use to seduce others is intimacy. Not just sexual intimacy, emotional intimacy. Because remember, they have to have a high EQ to be able to seduce. They present themselves as an emotionally safe space for you to open up. But if you really get to know this person, you'll realize either one, anything that they open up to you about is just a mirror of what you shared with them. It's not real. Or two, they don't open up. They get you to open up, and so you feel all this closeness with them, but they don't open up about themselves. So when you really look at something closely, it'll be one or the other. You'll know if you're in that type of situation because this person is either sharing things that are not true. They're just mirroring, like, because they're trying to form a trauma bond with you. Like, oh yeah, I went through the same thing, when it's not true. Or two, they just won't open up, and they'll get you to open up more and more, but you'll never know anything about them. Clarify Temperance. Death card. Five of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. With the Ten of Swords. This masculine is having a really hard time accepting reality. They're having a really hard time accepting that they were played, that they were betrayed, that somebody went through the trouble of doing them like this. They're trying to go over the history that they have with this person. They're going over the memories. And I said this at the beginning. They're trying to sort out what was true, what was not true, because a piece of them just is really struggling to accept that all of it could have been a lie. So they're like, there's got to be something in this that was true. Like, almost like a piece of them would like for this Empress to come back and say, no, I lied. I really did fall in love with you. I was just, traumatized, and I did this and that, but I fell in love with, like, they really want that to be true. They really want the honey trap to turn into a lifelong trap. So it's like, even now, with the honey trap, they're like, okay, even if you betrayed me, if you could just come back and tell me that it was worth it because you fell in love with me, we could try this again. Because they've accepted reality, but then they're also missing this person. What they're missing, this is the part I'm really I'm struggling with, because what they're missing is an illusion. Who they fell in love with does not exist. So think of it like this. Think of it like, imagine that somebody created a catfish account, okay? We all know what that is. They fell in love with a catfish account. And then they find out that the person on the other side made up that whole persona. But they're missing that person. That does not exist. That is not real. Who they fell in love with, who they miss, isn't real. But they're really struggling to accept that. It's just, I don't know how else to put it, because that's what I'm feeling the strongest. Clarify Six of Cups. The Devil. Five of Wands. King of Pentacles. I'm telling you, it's the same person. Six of Wands, the Emperor, the Hanged Man. They fed this person's ego so subtly. This person felt like the man. They felt like they felt like they were on top of the world because of this person. And so now that the rug has been pulled out from underneath their feet, they're really struggling, because this will be an ego death for them. Now, I'm using ego death very lightly. I don't believe that your ego can die. I believe it can be transformed, okay? So with the Six of Cups, just so you know, your ego shouldn't die. If it does, you'll lose the will to live. Please don't kill your ego. But with the Six of Cups, it's like if this person could, I don't know how long these two have been together, but if this person could, every fucking memory they have with this Empress, they want to go over each one. Okay, well, this moment, this one here, when you said this, was that real or not? Remember when you said that I made you come 20 times? Was that real? Like they want to go over everything that fed their ego. They want to be able to select which things were real, when the whole thing was a fucking lie. But you know, the best lies are the ones that are mixed with truth. So they want to sort out which piece was truth so that they can at least hang on to that. Because of the Devil, they don't want to let go of it. They don't want to let go of the memories. They're really struggling to accept that this is not real. They're battling themselves, because the practical side of themselves, remember, they're a King of Swords, King of Pentacles. This is what they've shown up as. This is not somebody who's usually into fantasies. But this specific fantasy is so sweet that they're having a really hard time accepting it as false. And there's what did it say? Hold on. It said that it's the sweetest but most dangerous trap. And even the most powerful man in the world who escapes all of their schemes feels it hard to stand the temptation of a beautiful woman. So if nobody else could have made him a fool, this particular woman could. And accepting that he was made a fool of is very difficult. So he's the saying in Spanish, dando patadas de ahogado, he's doing the last desperate attempts to hold on to anything that showed it was real. They start off amusing, but it's not amusing anymore, because I know this person's really hurt. And it's that, remember the song that we started off with, the Fire on Fire? Because the the lyrics are talking about if once upon a time they thought that they were too romantic, that's like, oh, but that's until I met this person. Now I feel like that romance is worth it, you know? Normally, this would be a destructive relationship, but not with us. With us, it's just beautiful. That's how this relationship was painted to them, like something that was just dangerous but beautiful. I feel bad for him. I just don't know what all to do except whoever is looking for confirmation, yes, it was a honey trap. Yes, you were lied to, you were deceived, but you were a mark, you were a target. And the faster you can accept that and move on, you can realize that this was basically an emotional catfish. That's what it was. Maybe not a physical catfish, but an emotional catfish. It wasn't real. It doesn't exist. Whoever this person portrayed themselves to be does not exist. Okay? So I hope that that gave you guys some lessons, some guidance, and I look forward to hearing feedback on it as usual. Please make sure to comment, react, and share, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.